You have found it. It's the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video midweek edition. It's Wednesday evening, the 9th day of February 2022. It was a better day today. Tomorrow's not going to be as good. It's kind of a back and forth week, and things will kind of settle into a colder pattern by the weekend, but thankfully the upcoming cold does not have the staying power that it did for most of January. It's been, of course, very cold lately, and it's been pretty unsettled over the last few weeks, and no surprise, we still have a pretty deep snowpack across the region. We've had 24 consecutive days now worth of official snow cover at the Youngstown Warren Airport. Now, that's a pretty decent streak, but it's nowhere near the record. The record back in the winter of 1944-45, we had 73 consecutive days with snow on the ground from December 10th to February 21st. More recently, not that long ago actually, back in that harsh winter of 2014-2015, from just after New Year's to the middle of March, we didn't see the ground. 68 consecutive days with snowfall snow on the ground, I should say, at least at the Youngstown Warren Airport, where our official weather records are kept. How long will our streak get to? I think, as I put on social media earlier on, our snowpack has maybe 7 to at most 10 days left to live. I do think that the chances for accumulating snow over the next 7 to 10 days are not real high. And I do think that we will see enough mild weather, especially in the medium and longer range, that, yeah, our snowpack's days are numbered. But still, we have a pretty good streak going. It's our longest streak since January of 2019. 46 the high for this afternoon, 10 degrees above average. Nowhere near a record high, though. Back in 1937, it was 70. Look at that record low in 1934. That's one of the colder record lows here, especially for February. 16 below zero that morning on February 9th, 1934. All right, we had a couple of sprinkles around midday. The sun came out once those left us. Now clouds are building back in, and maybe we see a rain or even a snow shower before the evening is through. Cold air is starting to infiltrate the upper Midwest. Very, very warm along the West Coast. In fact, Los Angeles got into the 80s this afternoon. Heat advisories are out still. I mentioned this last evening. Heat advisories are out for the greater Los Angeles area over the next few days. It's going to be probably the warmest Super Bowl on record coming up in Southern California on Sunday. Back here at home, nothing like that. But a rain shower, maybe a few snowflakes mixed in, could reach our area before the evening is through. And maybe we see a stray flurry or two late tonight. I'm not expecting much in the way of active weather as we head through the overnight. Now, as we get into the daylight hours tomorrow, some snow showers will be around. Snow showers will come and go tomorrow into early tomorrow night. The chances of an inch or more worth of snow all pretty low across our region. Maybe we get some localized 1-inch amounts, especially northeast of Youngstown over towards the I-79 corridor in Mercer County. Otherwise, the chances are pretty low. But occasional reductions in visibility and the occasional flurry and snow shower. Yeah, that's in our Thursday forecast, and again, these fade away early Thursday evening. Warm front heads our way Friday. This precipitation shield may come in as a brief mix of rain and snow right around midday, but this is largely rain showers for Friday afternoon. Then the cold front arrives as we head towards daybreak on Saturday, and this is going to be a backwards day on Saturday where our highest temperature occurs pretty early in the day. Once we get towards daybreak and beyond, temperatures will keep dropping, and we'll end up with afternoon temperatures probably in the lower 20s on Saturday. And look at the wind chills, starting out, around 30 or so for early risers, but by afternoon the wind chills are down in the mid-teens, and air temperatures will drop into the single digits at night, and wind chills probably dropping a little bit below zero in parts of the area for Saturday night and Sunday morning. All right, Valentine's Day. I joked around on social media today that the forecast for Valentine's Day now includes high pressure and fair weather, despite all the craziness on social media over the last few days. There was a couple of model runs 4 and 5 days ago that tried to show some sort of wintry system across the eastern U.S. and around the Ohio Valley for Valentine's Day, but that was 4 or 5 days ago. As of yesterday, I was still getting questions all about, hey, what about this storm, this Valentine's Day storm? And, people were, asking me and then kind of sharing the image that was going around and being viral on local community groups and a lot of different Facebook pages, especially, not as much on Twitter, but especially on Facebook. But, there's a reason why you got to be careful with what you share. A lot of sources out there are it's just junk. It's just for clicks. Sometimes we get Facebook pages that are run by young people who are interested in weather, and that's great. I would never discourage young people from showing an interest in weather and posting about the weather and that sort of thing. But, people that aren't trained in this, are younger, don't realize the implications sometimes of what they say on social media. A lot of people don't differentiate between those sorts of sites and the sites that are run by experienced professionals who, even if they don't have a meteorology degree, perhaps they've been following the weather and have been into the weather a long time. Those are still sites that you're going to do better on than some of the other sites that are either clickbaity or just run by probably someone who's in middle school or high school. Anyhow, Valentine's Day now, no chance of snow in our forecast at this point. Yesterday we had some snow showers and flurries in the forecast. Models are trending towards high pressure now, and so it's going to be a colder day than we thought, but also a more benign day temperature-wise, less unsettled. So single digits Monday morning, and temperatures by the afternoon in the lower 20s. But while next week will start out cold, midweek looks pretty good as trough of low pressure lifts out and a ridge of high pressure starts to build in. A big deep trough digs out west, and this looks like a mild pattern for at least a couple of days, middle of next week, so we can look forward to that. And as we look ahead to the 8 to 14 day period, so taking us into that home stretch of February from, let's see, 8 days from now would be, the 17th through about the 24th. This looks like it evolves into a pretty mild pattern that should, be characteristic of many days during the last 10 days of February. And while it's very early to speculate on March, some of the long-range gurus out there suggesting that March could be a pretty mild month compared to the average, with a strong polar vortex, not wiggling and wobbling much, a lack of blocking in the northern Atlantic, and maybe favorable conditions in the Pacific as well, all leading to the possibility that not only February will end mild, but possibility is there that March could be a pretty fast start to the spring season. Last year we had that, and then we paid for it in April and May. It wasn't great. But after a pretty tough stretch, even if we pay for it later, end of February, March, looking pretty mild, hey, I think most of us will be pretty happy about that. That's it for me tonight. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night, and I'll see you right back here, same time, same place on Thursday.